A letter arrived on Gianni Infantino's desk today, signed by the most decorated nation in World Cup history. Brazil have had enough. Not enough of losing, they won 3-0. Not enough of Vinicius Jr., he scored twice. What Brazil have had enough of is something far more serious, something that strikes at the core of what this expanded, 48-team World Cup was meant to stand for. And the document sent to FIFA's president, obtained today by the Brazilian outlet Estadão, isn't just a protest. It's closer to a prosecution, carefully built, precisely sourced, and backed by a witness nobody expected. That witness is Lionel Messi. Stick with this one, because it starts in the 21st minute of a group stage match in Miami and ends somewhere that could reshape officiating for the rest of this tournament. The setting was Miami Stadium, Brazil against Scotland, a match Brazil only needed to avoid losing to advance, though they were already cruising when everything shifted. Vinicius Jr., already on the board, chased down a loose ball, muscled it away from Scotland's Jack Hendry with a hard but fair challenge, and finished coolly past goalkeeper Angus Gunn. Mexican referee Cesar Ramos pointed to the center circle, goal given. Then his earpiece buzzed. The VAR booth had flagged the build-up. Ramos was sent to the monitor, watched it back, and reversed himself. No goal, foul in the build-up. Vinicius' challenge on Hendry ruled illegal before the ball even arrived. On the sideline, Ancelotti, 5-time Champions League winner, the most decorated manager the sport has ever seen, turned away in disbelief as his bench erupted. Brazil's players swarmed the referee for several furious minutes. But here's the detail the Brazilian Federation built its entire complaint around, the one that sharpens this from a gripe into something much harder to wave off. VAR at this tournament isn't meant to fix every close or debatable call. By FIFA's own protocol, it only steps in for a clear and obvious error. Not a 50-50 call. Not a matter of opinion. A clear and obvious error. The CBF's position is that the contact between Vinicius and Hendry never came close to that bar, that Ramos got it right the first time, and VAR should never have touched it. The letter states plainly that the disallowed goal doesn't seem to match the standard being applied elsewhere in the competition. That phrase, the standard applied elsewhere, is the opening Brazil uses to make its boldest point. Because to prove inconsistency, they didn't cite some obscure incident from a lesser match. They pointed straight at the biggest name in the sport, Lionel Messi, Argentina, their fiercest rival. In Argentina's second group game against Austria, the letter argues, something comparable happened. In the build-up to Messi's goal, Alexis Mac Allister challenged Austria's Xaver Schlager in a manner Brazil says closely mirrors the Vinicius Hendry incident. That time, no foul called, no VAR review, goal stood, Messi got his name on the score sheet. Brazil is using Argentina's own goal to build their case against FIFA. That's not sour grapes. That's strategy. Crucially, the CBF isn't asking FIFA to reinstate the disallowed goal, they say so directly. Their stated concern is ensuring the rules for VAR intervention are applied evenly, clearly, and identically to every team throughout the tournament. That single sentence is the one that will linger in FIFA's hallways, because it's hard to argue against. If the Messi comparison holds up as described, and it's now part of the tournament's formal record, Brazil hasn't just complained. They've documented a double standard, in writing. And the letter doesn't stop at one match. For Brazil, this is also about a referee with history. Cesar Ramos is a respected, experienced Mexican official at the top level of the game. But in Brazil's institutional memory, his name carries baggage. 8 years earlier, at the 2018 World Cup in Russia, Ramos officiated Brazil's group match against Switzerland, a draw Brazil felt they were cheated out of winning. The letter cites that match as proof of what it calls a troubled history with this referee, claiming a clear penalty was denied and a foul in the build-up to Switzerland's equalizer went unpunished. Brazil's position is blunt. Ramos shouldn't have been assigned to their match given that past friction. And they've made a specific formal request, that Ramos be pulled from every future Brazil fixture in North America. Not reassigned elsewhere. Removed entirely. That request has no real precedent at a major tournament, a national federation formally asking FIFA to ban a named official from their matches. The boldness of that will ripple through the officiating world for a long time. FIFA hasn't responded. No comment on the letter, no statement on the disallowed goal, No word on whether Ramos's assignments will be reviewed. In that silence, the complaint sits, officially filed, publicly known, impossible to quietly bury. There's an irony running through all of this. Brazil won anyway, 3-0. Vinicius, robbed of one goal, scored again before full time. Matheus Cunha added a third to seal it. Brazil topped Group C comfortably and advanced to the round of 32, where they'll meet Japan in Houston. On the scoreboard, the disallowed goal changed nothing. Brazil are through, their stars are firing, and Ancelotti's side looks like one of the tournament's genuine contenders. But the message the CBF is sending goes beyond one match or one round. We're watching, we're documenting, we're comparing, and if the standards applied to everyone else aren't applied to us, the world will hear about it in exact, formal detail. There's a reason the sport's most decorated nation has never quietly swallowed officiating decisions it viewed as unjust. Brazil carries 5 World Cup titles, 5 trophies won across 7 decades of football history, and with that legacy comes an unshakable belief that the game owes them nothing but fairness. That belief is why this letter exists. It's why Messi's name is in it. And it's why, whatever FIFA decides, this complaint isn't going to simply disappear. Brazil are headed to Houston. Japan awaits. The knockout stage is about to begin. And somewhere inside FIFA headquarters, a letter is still sitting on a desk, waiting for an answer.